Alright guys, if you want to see how I got this to this, then keep on watching. Alright guys, so these are the items you're going to need. The Ritz dyes, rubber bands, and a white sweater. So these are the color combinations I went with. I wanted a rainbow effect because Pride is next month, so I wanted to show my Pride spirit but in a pastel kind of vibe. The first color I started with, of course, is red, and this cherry red is really pretty. It's just kind of difficult to get because I wanted the pastel vibe like I said before. So what I did was I started with a little bit of the dye, the fabric dye, and then if I wanted it a little darker, I went a little darker. But this is kind of what I went with, and I'm really glad I went with it. So always remember, little is more, and then you could always add more later. You guys, this tangerine color, I love this color. It was just so easy to make this one. I just did a couple drops and then, just went with it. So as I went, I just, try to get in the crevices of the dye. You just move it around as much as you can. Don't worry about it if it goes through the rubber bands and into the next one, because you do kind of want it to blend anyway, so it looks really cool. So yeah, tangerine was the orange I went with. The next color I went was lemon yellow, and I really like this one a lot because that one was super easy. It's very pigmented, so you got to be very careful, especially if you're going with pastel, because at first I was like, ooh, yellow, you think it's going to be super light, but actually this dye was super pigmented, so I had to dilute it, so I ended up having to make 2 bottles of this. But yeah, so lemon yellow for sure if you're going for a pastel vibe. So for the green, I didn't get green. They were out of the green color at Michael's. So what I ended up doing was mixing lemon yellow and aquamarine, and I loved how this green came out. It came out like this kind of light neon-y green. Oh, I was obsessed with this one. So if you guys don't have to buy the green if they're out, remember you could always mix colors together to create a color. And I loved how this one came out. So this aquamarine color is my absolute favorite. I love blue as it is. That's my favorite color. But this one, I did a couple drops, put a lot of water, and it came out this way. And I'm obsessed, you guys. I ended up making a couple other sweaters just in the blue because that's how obsessed I was with it. You guys, this purple is super duper pigmented. I kid you not. I had to separate the first purple I did in 3 bottles just to get this somewhat light. And I'm glad I was able to, because even though it kind of looked a little dark, I swear guys, it ended up drying like super light after the wash. But this purple is super pigmented, so be very cautious when it comes to this one. You're definitely gonna, I would even recommend doing 1 drop first and then adding a lot of water. Test it on a paper towel and then see if you like it or not. Fuchsia was super cool, so this is the color I ended up getting for the pink vibe that I was going for, and I honestly loved it. Same thing, this one was kind of pigmented too, so start off with a couple drops. I think I ended up only doing like 2-3 drops in this, and then doing like a lot of water, and it came out really nice at the end. So I was obsessed with how this came out too. So the next step, guys, was just cutting off the rubber bands. So I slowly but surely went down the line of cutting the rubber bands. You got to be very careful with this part because, one, you probably have dye on your hands, so try not to touch the sweater or shirt with your other hand. And then you also don't want to cut the sweater or shirt, so be very careful. So yeah, that's kind of what I did, guys. So far, this is how it looks with all the rubber bands off. So once you open it up, guys, it kind of looks like this. Don't freak out. It's okay. It's fixable. So what I was trying to do was I wanted the rainbow vibe, but I didn't want it to be completely all rainbow. So what I focused on was the sleeves. I made the sleeves completely covered with the rainbow, starting from red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, pink. And then for the middle, as you guys could see as the video goes, I kind of just freehanded it. And that made the sweater just very dimensional with showing a lot of white when it came to like the over your chest and stomach. So go ahead and keep watching to see how I did that freehand, and yeah. So see, guys, I'm literally just freehanding it, just like keeping that same order of red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, but slowly but surely adding it. It was just kind of like, just do it as you go. Don't worry about it. It could be a little messy, but that makes all of them unique and super cool anyways. So yeah, this is kind of the technique I went when I did the front part. Hey guys, I totally forgot to record this, but I ended up having to flip it up to the backside because the sweater didn't seep through the color. So I pretty much did exactly what I did on the front to the back. So when you flip, don't forget to check the back. And if the back isn't done, just literally just do what you did to the front and it'll still come out really good. Alright guys, and that's it for the dyeing process. The next thing I'm going to talk about is what you do next after this is done. Once I was done fully tie-dyeing it and making my changes, I actually put it on a hanger, let it sit there for like 30 minutes. Then I actually threw this in the dryer on super hot to help the color seep through. So after about an hour, the dryer stopped, I pulled it out. Once that was over, I ended up throwing it in the washer under cold, and I threw in a little fabric softener. Then I threw it in the dryer one more time, always on high, and I took it out and it came out like this.